I will not lie for you, sir. When they keep DPO, not among DPO come. Sir, I will not lie for you. I be one kind of person. I be like, when they carry and come, I know PC and self. I know PC and I hide. Cross wait and carry and come. That I cross, you go there. If now where they bury am, now the thing with me, I no go feel like to that place where they carry and come. I feel escort you go there. I know there. Swear to Almighty God.
Recall that the police had earlier announced the arrest of some members of the gang. River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara had also placed a 100 million naira bounty on two Baba following the killing of SP Bako Angbashim. A magistrate court in Port Harcourt has discharged and acquitted a university lecturer, David Ogbonna, who was standing trial for alleged sexual assault of a 20-year-old female student, Praise Ndamati. Recall that Professor Ogbonna, a lecturer at the Department of Microbiology of River State University, was arraigned by the police on the 28th of June 2022 after he was accused by Ms. Ndamati of sexually assaulting her in his office. But the presiding magistrate, Chief Magistrate Poromon Menene, in his judgment said that the prosecution team to prove that the accused was sexually assaulted. The medical report that Emma Oka, lead lawyers to Professor Ogbonna, spoke to the news after the court judgment.
I will tell you that I am not surprised at all that the judgment of this court came the way and the manner and the direction it did. Because to some extent, law is a bit logical. And we knew from the one that in the absence of any evidence, upon which the ingredients of indecent sexual assault will be based on, there was no way the prosecution was going to succeed. And the result would be discharged and acquitted of the accused person. And that's exactly what it did.
Dr. Oka said the court judgment will be sent to the university match to effect reinstatement of Professor David Ogbonna, who has been on suspension.
Actually, would have preferred that this case be heard in public, so that Nigerians will be part of the proceedings and hear and see what evidence the prosecution was going to have. Not one. And they could discharge the professor and acquit him. So what wrong did the professor commit? He was suspended. Of course, we are going to take the necessary steps to return him to staff school. I mean, it's just that has found his innocent and really innocent as far as this case is concerned. The fact we have to.
Meanwhile, the prosecuting lawyer G.U. Amana did speak on court judgment. Moving on, a middle-aged woman, Blessing Ochiko, says 20,000 naira was stolen by a taxi driver at Ubiri as a porter yesterday afternoon on her way back to Mbiama Market. Describing the taxi driver, said he's an aged who drives an ash-colored Passat Go. The woman who came to the complaints at the Nigerian complex said the driver allegedly zoomed after asking her to step down from the taxi to a security officer search her.
I deemed that going to charge me one first, no problem. But on our way, they started that I should be taking that small when he passed them, he will carry me. As soon as I come from the taxi driver, I'm off with my load 5,000 plus. The rest in 15,000, that two of them 30, and then one benzene. I bought a yam of 10,000 plus inside taxi.
Ms. Okechukwu said the community told her that the Ubiri of Port Harcourt in recent times is known for such kinds of robbery attacks and one-chance incidents. She said she is left with nothing as the incident has affected her since. Calling on the police to help her goods.
I'm looking for anybody that I met. They will tell me that is doing. That to be. Even if I went to police station and made a complaint, telling me what they told me. That I've been hearing that kind of news. That to be. It is affecting me because it's through there I'm feeding my family. As it is now, I carry the whole money that I have and invest in that good. I'm the one catering everything for my family. I don't even have any good. That's why I went to that market. As it is now, I'm going to sit at home again. How will I feed my 3 children?
Moving on, the Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities in Rivers State is asking the state government to apply the 5% statutory allocation to persons with disabilities in the ongoing employment of civil servants in the state. Chairman of the association in Rivers State, K. Obama, said this while speaking with our respondent Ekachusu. Dr. Obama said that compliance with the law will give a sense of belonging to persons living with disabilities.
Implementation of laws in Nigeria is a problem. For instance, the 5% employment chances. So women have been given a little lift from what it used to be. And we're also asking for the same thing. I only heard that a few persons converged and we're given 10 chances to make nominations. No, this is not what we are asking for. We are asking for what is in the law asset in the National Ability Act. By 5% is available to persons with disability.
Mr. K. Obomanu also called for the establishment of a disability commission in the state to help regulate the activities of members of the association.
We want an SA on disability. We want permanent secretaries of persons with disability. We want special advisors. And we also want the governor to impress on the local government chairman the idea of creating offices for persons with disabilities. Go along into reducing the unemployment level in the community. We are also asking for the establishment of the River Disability Commission, who will be charged with the responsibility of criminalizing segregation, stigmatization.
As you may know, Section 29 of the National Disability Act writes that all employees of labor in public organizations shall, as much as possible, have persons with disabilities constituting at least 5% of their employment. The State Civil Society Organization SCO is advocating for stricter disciplinary measures taken against head and principals of public schools in the state who are found guilty of extorting money from parents. This call comes in response to the recent outcry from parents who have been forced to pay huge amounts ranging from 20,000 naira to 30,000 naira for items like uniforms and notebooks. Chairman of RISCO, Enefa George, will in an interview said principals and head teachers should not exploit parents under the guise of collecting money for uniforms, especially when the state government implements a free education policy.
We wholeheartedly condemn the extortion of parents by principals and headmasters in our public primary and secondary schools. In a state that government promised to take credit for funding free education, HSO to use media to call for stiffer punishment like compulsory retirement of head of teachers. Our schools still have uniforms and other means without poor parents, since the suspension of some head teachers is not yielding the required result.
George will have criticized the state government and urged the kids to fund for the smooth functioning of schools. He raised regarding the government's free education policy. As you know, 2 public school principals have been suspended over allegations of extortion by the chairman, River State Universal Basic Education Board, Fanface Aka. Last week, at a meeting with principals, the River State Commission warned principals in public schools extortion of fee from parents whose votes and the public schools in the state on court will may face the law. And the environmentalist phase hurt bearing community in the Niger Delta region to invest 3% funds allocated by oil companies as contained in the Petroleum Industry Act PIA policy in renewable energy. Mr. Dunamene gave the advice in an interview with correspondent Soibi Orowari.
They have to use the money in such a way that it is used to spend on what has been properly planned for today and even take care of the generation of those unborn through a sustainable development process. A lot of the host community development trusts will be talking about siting electricity projects in communities. So we are advising them to not just the electricity project, they should invest the money into clean and renewable energy, but they should invest the money into clean and renewable energy like solar mini grids that can be constructed in communities.
Mr. Edmond also spoke of the gain of using the 3% funds allocated to oil-bearing communities to establish modular refineries.
We believe that if the host community development trust can build the capacity of their youth and push on the government to establish PACODE, it will go a long way to address the issue of pollution and repollution in their communities, and that way their 3% will not be withheld. We also call on the host community development trust to support efforts that talks about the establishment of modular refineries for artisanal refiners. That way the youth will be engaged, crisis will be minimized, because a lot of people will not focus on the 3% that is being expected as what everybody will be scrambling for.
A former process coordinator of Potaka Refinery, Tony Weiler, has urged the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, to adhere to operational standards when granting licenses for the operation of compressed natural gas, CNG, at filling stations. Recall that in August, President Bola Tinubu approved the establishment of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative to ease the impact of fuel subsidy removal on Nigeria by reducing energy costs. Mr. Weiler spoke on this interview with our correspondent.
Regulate and prepare those filling stations for CNG. Put the way offensive, properly designed, like the country. There are filling stations that have CNG. There are filling stations that go on fuel, which is gasoline. There are many. So any country has filling station to CNG. You must have the equipment designed for CNG because trucks that will be CNG to your station.
Mr. Weiler also advised NMDPRA to uphold uncompromised standards while monitoring the activities of filling stations in the state. He said difficulties occur in certain filling stations due to the management's failure to fulfill their responsibilities. Well, still come federal government, Zamfara state government involved words or activities terrorists. Stay tuned.
Grace Petard pensioners. The pension transitional
Minister of the Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, says the holiday is to commemorate the birth of Holy Prophet Muhammad. He acknowledged the youth to embrace the virtues of hard work, peaceful discipline, and join hands with the federal government nation that citizens will be proud of. The Minister of Defense, Badaru, has said that the federal government is not negotiating with in Zamfara State in a bid to go the risk of the updates to the Federal University. Badaru described the allegation made by the Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal as misleading. Statement signed by the Ministry Acting Director of Press and Public Relations, Hope Atari. Badaru said President Bola Tinubu had given the military and other security agencies a marching order to ensure the release of those abducted. But Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal is insisting that he has at his disposal enough facts to expose the agents of the federal government behind the secret negotiation with bandits. Governor is reacting to recent statement by the Minister of Information and Orientation, Mohammed Idris, where he accused the Zamfara State government of politicizing security. In a statement today, Governor Lawal said the federal government should have conducted a thorough investigation before discrediting the state government. Well, to business now. A total of 108 power transmission towers were destroyed by vandals in various parts of the country between 2022 January and September this year. This is according to data obtained from the Transmission Company of Nigeria. In entertainment, a medical facility, Perez Medical Hospital, says late singer Mohbad was brought into the facility dead. The Lekki Lagos State-based hospital, in a statement by its management, said when Mohbad was brought in, a nurse had been administering treatment on him at home. The medical facility made the clarification following a report that the singer died in the facility. In sports, Morocco is set to be named a host for the 2025 African Cup of Nations tournament, while Algeria may be named host for the 2027 edition of the tournament. The announcement is expected to be made in Cairo tomorrow. And finally, from the international scene, an explosion at a fuel depot in Azerbaijan's Nagorno-Karabakh has killed 20 people and injured hundreds more. Local Armenian authorities say nearly 300 people were admitted to hospitals, with dozens of them still in critical condition. It comes as the Armenian government said 13,350 refugees crossed into the country from the enclave. And that was the news this afternoon. But before we depart, a recap. The police are yet to confirm, to comment on the viral video of the arrest of another member of the gang that killed Ahoda East DPO SB Bako. Persons with special needs in River State are calling on the state government to apply the statutory 5% in the ongoing employment of civil servants. Environmentalist Finepace Dumamene is calling on oil-bearing communities to invest their 3% oil funds. Federal government said and the Zamfara state government have engaged in wars over activities of terrorists in the state. And on the foreign scene, explosion at fuel depot in Azerbaijan's Nagorno-Karabakh area has killed 20 people and injured hundreds more. The news was edited by Martha Okerinkem. Partly sunny weather is expected in Port Harcourt this afternoon. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. 0808-721-7215. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. My name is Jude Omamegbe. Thank you for listening and good afternoon.